Hey friends, this is the Miss Volfie from our half-acre homestead, and today we're going to make pickled beets. Now what I have here is 10 pounds of beets, and I got them just for a couple of bucks. They're still good and firm, but they're starting to sprout. We're going to bring these up to a boil just like the potatoes, and we're going to simmer them for 10 minutes or until we can just get a fork into them. The beets have been cooked for 10 minutes, and I might have had to should have cooked them a little bit longer, but they've been soaked in cold water, and now we're peeling them. So here's our beets, here's our jars. My jars have been washed and sanitized in the dishwasher. My lids have been soaking in warm to hot water. They've been washed and rinsed. Okay, let's make the brine for our pickled beets. I keep it really simple. We have 1 pint of vinegar, 1 cup of water, which is a half a pint. I'm going to drop this last little bit of beet juice that was in the bottom of the bowl. I'm just going to put it back in there because guess what? That's going to make beautiful color. We just want to save as much of the color as possible. Now we're going to add our sugar and 2 teaspoons of pickling salt. Now some people like all kinds of spices. I only like a little bit. So here are our jars of beets waiting for the brine, and while the brine heats up, I'm going to take 2 whole cloves and put 1 in each jar. And I've just realized this probably isn't going to be enough, so I'm going to double the recipe. Okay, our brine is nice and hot. I'm going to remove it from the stove because, well, I've got to put my canner on there. Ooh. And my canner is filled over half full with hot water. And now we're just going to take our hot pickle brine and we are just going to fill our jars up to 1 inch from the top or thereabouts. Debubble. Always wipe your rims. Clean lid. And we are going to put these in the canner, but we're boil bath canning them. We're not going to be pressure canning. We're just using our boil bath canner with a rack in the bottom as our boil bath canner. So when I have all of these in the canner, we'll be back. Here is our pickled beets. They're just in a regular pressure canner, because I'm using it as a boil bath canner. I have a rack in the bottom, and my jars are covered by 1 inch of water, and when these come up to a boil, I will process these pints for 10 minutes. Okay, so here is our pickled beets, and they have been boiling in the canner for 10 minutes. So now we're just going to take them out. Set them always on a padded towel or tablecloth to cool. Now these are going to be much darker than the regular canned beets. Why? Because there's vinegar in it. And the vinegar will actually help set the color. Whereas regular canned beets, no vinegar, they're going to be a whole other ballgame. This is the Miss Volfie from our half-acre homestead saying, canned beets or pickled beets? You gotta love them. Take care, bye-bye.